Under composition of functions, we've already done whereby we have f of g, and if we have g of f. Therefore, let me write down the equation again. If we have f of x being equal to 2x plus 4, and we have g of x being equal to x minus 3, we've already covered f of g, we've already covered g of f. In our case, the f of g was being equal to 2x plus 1. If you did not cover this, kindly go back to the previous video. And g of f, this was g of f, and f of g was equal to 2x minus 2. This will come in handy if you want to perform f of g, a function, for example, f of g of f, x being the input. We've already covered this in our previous videos. Kindly go back and watch. Therefore, in this case, I want us to cover in the case where we have f of g of f, the input being 1. F of g of f, in the previous video, we've covered that we will be starting from the right-hand side whereby we have g of f. And this means f is the domain of g. F will be used as a domain of g. Therefore, in this case, if we have an input, we'll start with f of 1, which will be equal to 2, 1 plus 4, which will be equal to 6. Then next, we shall go to g. This will start with f from the right-hand side, then we'll go to g. G with the input value of 6 will be equal to 6 minus 3, which will be equal to 3. The next we go to f, which we have our f with the input of 3, which will be equal to 2 with the input of 3 plus 4, which will be equal to 6 plus 4, which will be equal to 10. This is what we call the composition of functions. Let us do one last one, which we have a longer one, f of g of f of g of g of f of g with the input of 0. So we start from the right hand side. We start with g having an input of 0, which will be equal to negative 3. Then we shall go to f with the input of negative 3, which will be equal to 2 in brackets negative 3 plus 4, which will be equal to negative 6 plus 4, which will be equal to negative 2. Then we'll have g with the input of negative 2, which will be equal to negative 2 minus 3, which is equals to negative 5. Then we shall go to f with the input of negative 5, which will be equal to negative 10 plus 4, which will be equal to negative 6. Then we shall go to g with the input of negative 6, which is equals to negative 6 minus 3, which is equals to negative 9. Then we shall go to our last function, which is f with the input of negative 9, which will be equal to 2 in brackets negative 9 plus 4, which will be equal to negative 18 plus 4, which will be equal to negative 14.